I think I'm on. I think I am on. How you doing? Yes, I am on. Okay, so I am here on stage at the Glasgow Theatre Royal. That says, I love words, that's all. Whoa, lights are changing. And we've just done a show. We've just performed Syrino de Bergerac in front of 1,500 Glaswegians, and we are getting ready to leave here in a few days and come to Brooklyn and start doing our version of Syrino de Bergerac at the BAM Harvey Theatre in Brooklyn for a couple of months. So get your tickets. The link to tickets is in my bio. You can get tickets now. So I said I'd do 20 minutes of questions on Syrino. I might do a couple of questions on other things too, but generally let's keep it to Syrino because that's what I'm here promoting. This is a little bit of stage. This is one of the things that Syrino says. He says, I love words, that's all. And during the show, Nima, who plays Linier, paints that on the wall. Anyway, right, so hello from Easter House. How you doing, Louise Murray? Okay, anybody got any questions for me on Syrino? Got to say, Split has been your best work so far. Hey, listen, come see Syrino. You might revise that. Going on April the 10th. Oh, great. Can't wait to see you either. You can hear me. Don't worry. Brilliant. What was the one interesting thing that got you into this project? All right. That's a very good question. Well, who asked that question? Mariana Ferro-Liviarera, I think. I don't know if I said that right or wrong. Probably wrong. Anyway, the interesting thing that got me into this project, well, Jamie Lloyd, the director, and I have been working together for, I think, the better part of 15 years. And we had decided that for our 5th or 6th collaboration, we were going to do a Shakespeare play. And we were going to do it a really cool way. And me and 2 other actors were going to play all the best parts in it and just swap every night and do something cool like that. About 5 other big theatre directors or producing houses said to Jamie, oh, we're doing that play. And Jamie went, well, what's the point? If there's going to be 5 productions of it in 5 minutes, then we should do something else. So he said to me, how do you feel about doing Syrino de Bergerac? And having only ever seen one production of it, I've still got tape attached to my face, only ever seen one production of it, I said, yes, let's do it. So he went to Martin Crimp and he got an amazing version written. And that's why we ended up doing Syrino de Bergerac, just because we needed to do something together. And I thought, well, that'll be a good part. You get to do all the things, because that's the thing as an actor on stage. I don't want to go on stage and just be truthful. I want to go on stage and do everything. I want to laugh, make them cry. I want to be shocking. I want to be physical. I want to be still. I want to be comedic. I want to be acrobatic. I want to be everything you can be on a stage. Don't want to just do what you usually anyway, have to do on film or TV. So that's the hopefully interesting story behind why I ended up doing this. Right, next question. Any more questions? I'm flicking up here. What has been the most challenging part about playing Syrino? That's from Ruby Burke E. The most challenging part about playing Syrino, to begin with, it was the fact that we're all microphoned. I've never been microphoned on stage before, and actually I've got a bit of a problem with people being microphoned on stage. It generally sort of negates the whole reason that I'm in the theatre, which is to experience the energy that the performers are sharing with the audience. And it doesn't matter to me if you can't get quiet and intimate, because I'm there for the energy, and that there's something about that projection which gives energy to the audience, you know. And when I've seen things microphoned before, it just feels like the energy dies, and yes, I can hear them whispering, but there's no energy flying at me. So Jamie's whole idea about this show was to make a Syrino in which the words are truly the most important thing on stage. The Paris that Rostand writes and that Martin adapted definitely is not a realistic place. It's a place that regards words as almost like weapons and superpowers, you know. And so he thought to himself, I think if we're going to have words be the most important thing, then we need to amplify those words, and we need to enrich in those words, and we need to capture the tiniest of breaths and the largest of shouts in equal measure. And so he and Ben Ringham collaborated. Ben Ringham's an amazing sound designer who I've worked with for years as well, and he sort of has done a soundscape that is so different for Syrino, that is so different to every other microphoned or amplified play I've ever seen. It's just a very different way of doing it, and I think it's how it should be done, frankly. But that was the most difficult thing for me, was getting my head around microphones. Anything else? What's the other most difficult thing? There's not many difficult things. It's a lot of effort. There's a lot of blood, sweat and tears, literally, sometimes. But it's not hard. It's the hardest thing in acting is when you've got a bad script and nobody knows what they're doing. We've got an amazing script. Everybody knows what they're doing, thanks to Jamie. And in that way, it's good hard. That sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Right, well, who's next? What else we got? Do you enjoy doing Christiane's voice? Will the accents change in New York? This is a good question. This was my favourite part. I saw the play on Sunday after writing my dissertation on it. Such a perfect performance. Well, thank you very much, Lily Kearney. Will the accents change in New York? I don't think so. I do have a bit of a fear that my exotic alien accent will alienate some of our American cousins, because Scottish accents seem to do that sometimes to Americans, and other people, it's not just Americans actually. It just seems to be it's not a noise that they hear very often on their TV or films. So I do have a slight fear about that, but no, Jamie made this production about us. He empowered all of the performers in this show to just be themselves, and it would be, I don't know, we'd lack some integrity, or we would sort of be perverting the process if we went over there and sort of dulled ourselves down, if that is even possible. Right. Do you get nervous on stage, Anna Dila? I mean, a little bit, sometimes, I guess. Not really. I got nervous the first performance of this. There's a bit where the curtain goes up and the whole cast, apart from me, are facing the audience, and they walk towards the audience, and I'm facing the other way, upstage, but I'm looking in a mirror, which is up there somewhere at the moment, and I can see the entire crowd. I can see the backs of our cast walking towards the crowd in the dark, and it was like just watching them walk off the war, and I got so emotional I cried, and I hadn't even opened my mouth to do any acting yet, so that was a interesting start, but I guess that was the closest I get to nerves. If I'm in something that I feel solid in and I feel like it's good, then no, I don't get nervous. Not really. I get excited. And when I get nervous, like properly nervous, I generally fall asleep. Isn't that weird? Right. Kind of weird question, but if you hear yourself over microphone, does it change your character? No. Do you know what it is? Because they've done such an amazing sound job, and Ben did an incredible job designing it. It's not like you hear yourself coming back amplified. It's just like you hear yourself like this, like you cover both your ears. It's like you're hearing yourself like that. So it's like you're hearing yourself in your own head, and that's kind of beautiful. That's kind of brilliant and weird. Would you consider taking a role as Hannibal? Hey, if the money was good and if the script was even better, maybe. What else? What do you expect to change when you move the show to Brooklyn, if anything? What do I expect to change? The size of the stage is 3 times as big as the one we were performing on in London. Luckily, the one in Glasgow is twice as big as the one we were performing in London, so it's kind of a bridge. By the way, I don't always drink champagne after the show. This is really, like, I look like such an actor, don't I? It was the gala opening night in Glasgow, and the cast all got invited to go for a drink and a toast. I didn't know that was happening until today, and I'd already organised to do this. So I quickly ran and got my glass, and then I'm back to do this. So in Brooklyn, the stage is 3 times as wide, so that means our staging might have to change a bit. But other than that, I don't expect too much to change. Reactions from the audience might change. You know, we just been doing it in London, where it got an incredible reaction. We've just been doing it in Glasgow, where it got an incredible different reaction. So I'm hoping it will still remain incredible, but just different. Favourite part of the show? Oh, Lisa Lives, I love you too. Favourite part of the show? That's a good question. It changes a lot. The first bit, the big old famous bit in Syrino, where he he gets ridiculed and abused a little bit by somebody without much wit and much intelligence, and he then demonstrates all the different ways that they could have made fun of his nose, and he does it with great flair and great verbal dexterity, and with this word that Rostand coined and created, panache. And that used to be my most feared bit and my most horrible bit, but it's actually become one of the most fun bits of the show for me. I love the end because it's funny and sad and tragic and hopeful all at once, which is sort of what I love about acting and storytelling and theatre, is when you get to do all things, you know, not just one thing, but you get to make them laugh and make them cry almost in the same beat, you know, and that's a lot of fun. I do love doing the bit where I do Eben's voice, who plays Christian, because it seems quite absurd, it seems quite silly, and yet it gets to a really sort of emotional and erotic place, which is quite fun to do. Who else? Right, saw the show in the West End and we'll see it again in Brooklyn. Oh, brilliant. Christina Florencia, thank you for coming twice. It's so lyrical and rhythmic. Do you listen to a certain playlist or music before performance? I do, actually. I listen to The Heat by Jungle. I listen to Busy Earning by Jungle. I listen to a little bit of Macklemore, Shadow particularly, and what else did I listen to? A little bit of Arctic Monkeys as well. So, yeah, I do. I don't know, it's not even that I need to every night, it's just I feel like it's habit and routine, and it sort of puts me in the same frame of mind that I need to be in every single night. Any pre-show rituals? I haven't been able to work out for about 6 months because I've just been too busy and my life has gone crazy. So since been getting back into theatre, which gives you a very strict routine, it's been quite good. So instead of doing my vocal warm-up, I actually do like a physical body weight warm-up instead on stage with all the other actors. So that's kind of the only routine I've got. Or ritual, sorry. Thank you, Cymbeline S. Okay. The End, such good acting. Thank you very much, Lucy Zepeda. Whoa. Sorry, I think I might be nearly turned you off there. Were you relieved you didn't have to wear a prosthetic nose? I was a little bit surprised, if I'm being perfectly honest. Kotso226. Because I thought, you know, this is a play about a guy with a nose. And I said that to Jamie, that very thing, and Jamie said to me, no, it's not. And I went, well, what is it? And he goes, it's a play about a guy who's objectified and who hates himself. And I was like, if that's what it's about, then everybody can relate to that. If it's about a guy with a big nose, maybe not everybody can relate to that. If you're desperately beautiful, you can't relate to it. But if it's about a person who's been objectified and who's lonely and who hates himself, I think everybody can get that, you know, a little bit. Film or stage? When it's good, stage. When it's bad, film. Thank you, Bohemian Valerie. Love and good mornings from Malaysia. Thank you very much, Antinimi.an. Hey, Scott the Boom. Boom. Shake the room. Do you listen to Lana Del Rey? On occasion. Who's next? Hi, Patricia. Thanks very much. Hello, Professor X. Oh, really? What is your favourite line? What is my favourite line in the play? That's a good question, man. Or woman. Or neither them. Alva Elassian. What is my favourite line in the play? I'll come back to that, and if I don't do it in this chat, I'll just do a little video and post it telling you what my favourite line in the play is. There's too many. There's so many. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to try. Sorry. That's too many to pick from. Can you sing something for us? Absolutely not. Unless you're paying me a ton of money, in which case I'll think about it. See you tomorrow night. Thank you, Ria Norman. Hi, from Sweden. Do you wear a big false nose? From Carsmoor27. Absolutely not. I do not wear a false nose. I wear my own already rather, I don't know, decent sized nose. It's fairly big. Thank you very much, Hannah Ford. I love you too. James McAvoy, just James McAvoy. Thanks for writing my name. Metim J, has the skipping rope part of the duel ever gone wrong? Saw you guys twice back in 2020 and you were amazing. Thank you very much. Hope you and Jamie will do another play. We will. Have seen all your collabs. Oh, brilliant. Nice one. The skipping part. So there's a part in there's a big fight at the beginning, and because we don't have a nose in this show, we have to follow the logic of that, right? So that means that we don't have props, we don't have costumes, we don't have swords, we don't have anything. We've got ourselves and we've got microphones and that's it. So we do this fight and we get into jump rope, which is kind of sounding weird, I guess, but it's not. It's really good. Has it ever gone wrong? Regularly. Nari gets smacked in the face with this very heavy microphone lead cable, and yeah, it goes wrong a lot, but we work hard to make sure that it goes wrong as infrequently as possible. Right, hello, what do you love most about performing on stage? You're amazing. Greetings. Thank you very much, Gabby Risaya. I'm so bad at pronouncing everybody's names, I'm sorry. Feel free to mispronounce my name. McAvoy, whatever you want to call me. No offence ever taken. What do I love most about performing on stage? The audience, the relationship, the direct relationship with the audience. Try to get some more light here. Oh, that's better, isn't it? The direct relationship with the audience, the fact that the evening wouldn't exist without them being there. Not just you, but them too. If you make a film, it exists whether an audience watches it or not. But you do a show, you can rehearse it, you can dress rehearse it, you can do it without an audience, and it's not the show. The audience come, and then it's the show, because the show is what happens in the space between you and the audience. And if it's good, there's an electric something in the space between you and that crowd. Same way as there is with other actors. If there's something good going on between you and another actor, the amazing thing is happening between you, not necessarily in you or in them. That's my wanky view on things. Right, who's next? Man, ooh. Okay, funniest mistake on stage, or are you perfect? Runai.4. Funniest mistake on stage. I feel flat in my face. We're going to need to move. All right, walk with me as we go through the backstage annals of the Glasgow Theatre Royal. See you later, man.
You've got your mask.
Oh, dear Christ. Thanks, man. You've touched it.
I don't have
funniest mistake on stage. Hey, Darius. Funniest mistake on stage. I think when I was about 22 or 23, I was on at the Donmar Theatre in London, and on opening night, at the press night, I had to do a song and dance, tap dance routine with Nigel Harman. And I managed to get my foot caught in the curtain, and I fell flat on my face and smashed my face onto the ground. Cheers, Darius. Darius is hiding. And that was pretty embarrassing, I'd say. Right, what's next? Any more? Do you prefer? Any upcoming films? Absolutely not. I'm doing this play and then I'm going on holiday with the family for about 16 years. Hi. Hey, Natalini Beauty. Natalie Eleni Beauty. Natalini. Hello, love. Check out Natalie Eleni's beauty page. It is pretty damn great. Welcome to my dressing room. Taking a real tour tonight, guys. Okay, so what's next? Hi, James. Is it possible to see you as Charles Xavier role in the MCU? I don't know. That's above my pay grade. That's questions for Disney and Marvel. James, please twerk. Please. Not a chance. Is Syrino your favourite part so far? I don't know. It's my favourite part right now. I am loving getting to do it. It is an absolute gift of a role. It's who I am right now as well, because it really is just like kind of just me. I bet Jamie just wants us to be as much of ourselves as possible. So it doesn't even feel like I'm playing a part sometimes. It just feels like I'm playing me, but I sort of do rhyming couplets all the time instead of speak normally. If an audience doesn't react where they more often usually do... Oh, where did that go? That question went away. This is a good question. Where did that question go? If an audience doesn't react the way that they more normally usually do, does it throw you at all? Sometimes, every now and again. You shouldn't expect them to laugh at the point that you want them to laugh, but you kind of sort of do a little bit. But sometimes you get a sense where like, this crowd ain't coming with me on this, do you know what I mean? But sometimes you're like, they're loving it, they're loving the whole night, and then you go, boom, and they don't go, yay, and you go, oh, fuck. I look like a total tool because you've left a little gap for them to laugh, because you kind of need to leave little gaps for them to laugh. But you need to be really on it to go, they haven't laughed, keep going quick. So, good question. Thanks for sharing insightful things. Keep your enthusiasm, it transcends through your work. Thank you very much, Carolinette. Do you think kids would benefit seeing it? Yes, I do. There's nothing explicit sexually or violently in the show. I mean, there was 2 kids in last night. I think they must have been 8 years old and they were in the first row. I am not telling you to bring 8-year-olds to the show. I don't know what the age rating suggestion is, but we've had lots of kids in the show who as young as 8, as far as I've seen, staring out in the audience, looking there and loving it. In fact, one of the 2 boys that were in last night sporting bow ties, which I thought was quite bold for young men of their age, and to be applauded, their style choice. You could hear them. There's big silences in the show, or very quiet moments where we're speaking very quietly. In fact, it's one of the great highlights of the show is just how quiet the audience becomes. And but through it, you could hear this boy in the front row just eating popcorn, going. And because it was a little boy and not just some adult who should know better or whatever, you were just like, we don't care, we don't mind. It was really cute that he was just, not cute, it was just really inspiring actually that that little guy was at our show as a member of our audience. What is your favourite song? Don't have one, sorry. I'm a bit weird with music. Are you still married, James? Yes, still married, thankfully. Do you think Syrino would be a great book to study, as the theme of self-image resonates with today's obsession with self-image on social media? Rhea Norman, yes I do. I think it would be good. What is the play? Reday 90. The play is about a trio of objectified people. Objectified either because they're beautiful or because they're really different looking. The key character being, or characters being Christiane, Roxanne and Syrino. I play Syrino, who apparently has a disfigured, terribly massive nose, and it's marked him out as different for all his life, and he sort of hates himself because of it, and becomes quite combative verbally and physically because of it as well. But he's in love with this woman who's the most beautiful woman in town, and she prizes his particular skill set above all things. Words, the ability to speak, the ability to convey emotion and narrative through poetry. But she also holds beauty, physical beauty, in almost as higher status as that. So he ends up not getting the girl, but he gets a very beautiful guy to get the girl by giving his words to him, and that's the story, kinda. And then lots of weird stuff falls out because of that. Favourite Arctic Monkeys song? Don't have one. Love pretty much all of them. They're amazing. What advice would you give for an aspiring actor or actress? Love you. Thank you very much, Holly X Watson 23. An aspiring actor or actress, well, how aspiring are you? Have you left school yet? Or are you at drama school? I would say if you haven't gone to drama school, go to a classical, get a classical training, and that means a theatre training. I think it gives you more tools in your toolkit than film school. I don't know if you can get a film acting school training, but I learned more about entertaining people and telling stories on stage than I did on screen, and then I was able to take those skills and those lessons and those things onto film and television easier than you are able to go the other way. You have to modify them, and it's different on film and television, but telling stories is telling stories, and if you get a good understanding of how to tell a story in a room with actual people, giving you a clear signal of, yes, I understand that, or no, I don't, because yes, I cried at the right bit, or yes, I laughed at the right bit, or I booed you at the end. You get quite clear messages and quite clear educational outcomes, as opposed to being on a film set where it's just a bit nebulous and a bit like, is it truthful? I don't know. What is truth? My truth is different from his truth, but it seems good, and they'll put music on it, so don't sweat it. So I would say get a theatre training if you're an aspiring young actor. But if you're not even at that stage yet, if you're younger than that and you can't go get a theatre training, just get as much experience performing in front of people as you can. That means youth theatre, that means acting class, that means drama club at school, whatever it is. Like, get in front of people doing stuff, because that's it. That's all you need to do to learn, is tell stories in front of people through your acting or stand-up comedy or whatever it is you want to do as a performer. It's all just telling stories, different ways of telling stories, and that's all it is. Your use of lighting was incredibly effective in the show. Great. Does it make it difficult to move about on stage? It was absolutely outstanding. It doesn't make it difficult, no, because it's so choreographed and blocked, it doesn't really make a difference. But John Clark did an incredible job lighting this. Are you in Doctor Strange? No. Hi, I love your accent. Thanks very much. Your name is gone. Sorry about that. James, how was it working with Anya Taylor-Joy and Split before she got famous? Well, I would argue she was slightly famous back then, if not more than slightly famous back then anyway. I'll answer this question, even though we're here for Syrino. She's great, she's brilliant, she's a great talent, and a brilliant performer, so it was good. How do you feel about... Oh, no, I'm not asking that one. When did you know you wanted to be an actor? After I'd been acting for about 2 or 3 years, I really fell into acting. It was very fortuitous. I got, hey, Sam Black, what's up, man? So great to share a stage with you, bro. Mate, you too, big man. Big love. Olivia Kate, you want to be mine? Woofed. Thank you. How do I know when to be acting? Yeah, I fell into acting out of the blue. Director came to our school, gave us a chat on acting. It was fascinating. I asked him if I could come and make tea or coffee for him next time he was making a movie, and he instead called back like 6 months later and gave me an audition for a part in a movie about child prostitution and child pornography in Glasgow, which was obviously not a comedy. And I got the part, and that was it, and that's how I fell into acting. Right, I'm going to need to call it, because I think I've been on for more than 20 minutes. I just saw, do you miss Michael Fassbender, or do you both got married in secret? I do miss Michael, but we haven't got married. Would you do goddamn Shakespeare? This is the 6th time I'm writing this. Haha. I've done Shakespeare before, man. Yeah, I would do Shakespeare. I'll probably do Shakespeare and love it again, but at the moment I'm just so much loving doing something that feels contemporary and now, and yet is still lyrical and verse and poetic, and so I feel that I want to find the new Shakespeares first, but I will do Shakespeare again 100%. Thank you for your amazing advice. Well, I hope it is. Alright, last question. You're Scottish? Somebody just said. Hi. What's your favourite football team? Glasgow Celtic, followed by Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur of North London. Do you ever still get stage fright? The coffee house? No, I don't. Thank goodness. But if I was in a bad play, like where it was not quite certain that we were going to do a good job each night, then yeah, I'm sure I would get stage fright. You got a star you would want to work with, dead or alive? Ooh. I don't know. I always loved Michael J. Fox when I was growing up, so I'd love to work with him. I don't know. Where can I see the show? Is it filmed? You can see the show. You can see the show at the BAM Harvey Theatre in Brooklyn as of the 4th of April 2022. Tickets are on sale. Link to tickets in my bio as we speak. There you go. That's how you can see the show. Love you from Vietnam. Thanks very much, Vietnam. Somebody loves me as Nomeo. Thanks, pal. Do you like football? Yes, I do like football. I can't be in Brooklyn, says somebody. Sorry about that. Favourite MCU movie? I don't know, actually. There's so many. I do like a lot of them, though. Love your accent. Thanks. Right, I'm going to need to call it in a minute, guys. Maybe... Do you like Lemmy? Yes, I do like Lemmy. Or do you mean Lemmy? Yes, I do like Lemmy. In fact, people think that I'm giving a little homage to Lemmy in the show at one point sometimes. You got tickets and you can't wait. Thank you very much, CETX. See you soon. Will the show go to other cities? I don't think so. I think once we've done it in Brooklyn, we're going to be done. Because that's 2 runs now. I think we've done it over 200 times. We did it back in 2019, 2020. So I think, twice is enough. Plus, I don't know, I'm getting a bit too old for this particular Syrino. I think I'm probably stretching it as it is at the moment. Please call me love and my life will be complete. Fashional Biclia? Alright, love. How you doing? I fell in love with your acting. Oh, thank you. Jen Nash. Hey, what's up, Jen Nash? Married? Yes. Oh, thanks, right. Okay. How do you say goodbye to a character after playing it for such a long time? It's a very good question. I find it rather easy and I just move on. In fact, when I played Macbeth, which was one of my favourite roles of all time, I found myself on set with Sir Patrick Stewart and Syrino McKellen about 5 days later, both of whom are very famous Macbeths in their own right. And they were talking about Macbeth in the trailer, and as Sir Ian actually stroked my fake hair because I was getting extensions put in for X-Men Days of Future Past. They started quoting Macbeth to each other. I could not remember a word, and I had just been doing it 5 days before. So the way I move on is to get hair extensions put in and forget quickly. Yeah, I really forget quick. Right. Say hi to Gabriel from Brazil. Hi, Gabriel from Brazil, or Gabriel. Can you say hola to your Latino fans? Hello to my Latino fans. Hola, hola, hola. Do you miss playing Charles Xavier? No, I don't think so. He was the right part for me at that time. But if I was to play him now, he'd be a very different guy. So I don't know. I don't miss what I'm not anymore, Would you like to do a musical in the future? Yeah, sure, if it was good. But if it was bad, no. Right, I'm going to need to call it, guys. As fun as this is. What's your favourite food, James? It's a toss-up between Indian curry and burgers. Hi from Montreal. Who's that? Hi there. Say hi to me too, KKK Amanda. KKK Amanda? That sounds a bit weird. Oofed. Come to Brazil. Give me a good job in Brazil. Can you say hi? Right, I can't just do hi to people. I've got to get home and get to bed. I've got 2 shows tomorrow. Hello, please greet me. My name is Lark. What's up, Lark? Hello, Lark. What a lark this is. What lark's pip? Okay, guys. You make a good curry. Ruby King. Good name if you make a good curry. Thank you very much. You guys, link to tickets are in my bio. I hope you come and see the show. It is a corker. We're really proud of it. And people go away pretty ecstatic about it. So please come and see it at the BAM Harvey Theatre. All the very best, people. Cheerio. Bye. How do I stop it? Here we go. The usual end of a live video where I don't know how to stop it. Do you have any superstitions when you do theatre plays? Nah, not really. I say Macbeth in the theatre quite a lot. It's kind of like Harry Potter saying Voldemort, I'm allowed. All right, cheerio everyone, bye. Are you sure you want to end your live video?